Hey guys, Brian from Boas here. I've just had another litter be born sometime probably early this morning, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the mother out. You can see the mother right there. This is a Crawl Key Dwarf Boa litter, and this female has given me several litters before. She's a really good breeder. I saw a couple babies in there. I think most of them are under this hiding place here. So what I'm gonna do real quick, I'm gonna get the mother out. I'm gonna get her cleaned up, get her soaking, and then I'll take a look at the babies. It's been a really busy last couple months with all of these baby boas, and I'm getting pretty close to the end after this litter, which I've been anticipating for quite some time. I think I just have maybe one or two more gravid females, and that's gonna probably be the end of a really busy season. So I'm gonna grab the mother, get her soaking, and then we'll take a quick look at the babies. I've got the mother out soaking now. Just wanted to do a quick shot before I took the babies out. You can see a pretty good pile of babies. There's also a few stillborns. You can see 3 stillborns right there. And one of them was actually partially delivered. I actually had to gently pull the stillborn out of the cloaca of the mother. I don't know if she would have hopefully delivered it had I not pulled it out, but she looked like she was just sitting there. So I just gently pulled it out, and it looks like, well, obviously it's not alive, but the mother looks fine, and I didn't see anything that looked like she had any slugs or other babies stuck in there, so hopefully she's okay. But I'll keep a close eye on her in the next few weeks to make sure she's recovering okay. But looks like a pretty good size litter, about a dozen or so babies. I'm gonna get them out, and then we'll do a quick count. Here's the litter. There were a total of 13 babies in addition to the 3 stillborns, and they all, the living ones at least, all look really nice, and they're quite large and vigorous and moving around. And I just got them in this 14-gallon Sterilite tub on a paper towel substrate, where I'll keep them for the next week or so. Here's a close-up of the babies, and these are really nice dwarf boas. This female has had, I think, 3 or 4 other litters before this. She's a real great breeder. Been producing these really nice litters every other year. And they're consistently about a dozen or so babies. She's actually almost 20 years old. She's one of my older females. So she's probably close to retirement. This might be her last litter. We'll just have to see. She's just in such great shape, and she really doesn't look that old. You know, sometimes you can see a boa really looks old and kind of more beat up and haggard, but she still looks like quite good shape and quite vigorous. And this is a really nice litter of babies. These guys have a little bit of variability in the pattern. Sometimes they have some striping, some of them have more even saddles, some of them have kind of more aberrancies, but really nice, highly recommended Dwarf Boa from Crawl Key Island off the coast of Belize. So I'm going to go ahead and give them a few hours, and then I'll come back and change the paper towels. Usually there's some afterbirth and umbilical cords and goo that kind of gets shed out, and I don't want to keep it in there because it decays pretty fast and creates carbon dioxide and ammonia and kind of smells pretty bad. So I just want to keep them clean and remove all of the toxic byproducts of the breakdown of the afterbirth. It's been a while. Just came to check on the babies and change the paper towels. And I've actually got them in a slightly different tub. This is a iris under the bed storage tub. And it's in a rack that I use for my sub-adult and small adult boas, since I ran out of my larger baby tubs that I use for the newborn litters, since I've already got some litters in those. It's just a lot of babies lately. And there you can see they're kind of congregating in the corner. The baby boas will typically pile up like this for safety in numbers, but a really nice solid litter of a baker's dozen beautiful Crawl Key dwarf boas. And I love how they squirm around like that. So as you can imagine, I'm real busy now with all these babies, and it's been a lot of litters in the last few weeks. It's gonna stop pretty soon. I think I've got 1, maybe 2 litters to go, and that's gonna be the end of the season. But it's, you know, certainly been a season for the record books. and definitely my best season yet. I just moved the pile a little bit and zoomed in, and actually one of them is trying to get out there, so I'm gonna grab him, put him back in the pile. But these guys are just gonna stay in this tub in a rack with a heat source set to maintain about 90 degrees on one side. Actually, it's more like 88 degrees. But they'll be in here for about a week and a half till they shed, and then they'll be off to their new homes, or not to their new homes, to their individual tubs. And actually, I'm having to build a lot of new baby racks since I don't have space for all these babies. So it's a lot of ongoing work here to maintain all these baby boas. But these guys I expect will be ready to go for their new homes probably sometime around September, after they've shed once or twice and had probably at least 3 or 4 meals. Typically these quality boas insist on live food at the beginning, and typically they want live food until they're about 6 months or so. Sometimes I can switch them over younger, but often when they go to their new homes they need to eat live food for the first few meals. But great animals to work with. I just love these dwarf boas. The Qualkey, Cockerkey, and Tarahumara are my trifecta of dwarf boas that I love and try to produce every year. So far this year I've had Tarahumara and Qualkey. No cockers yet, but fingers crossed that that's going to be one of my last litters for 2024. So please stay tuned for hopefully a few more great litters to go. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Stay tuned for update videos on these and my other litters of 2024 as they become established and ready to go. And they'll be put up on the Flickr page. The link is below the video description, but probably around early September, I would guess, for these guys. Shoot me any questions you have and enjoy your boas.